Hello and welcome back. It's been a year since my solar system was installed and a lot's happened. I mean, they built a house next door. Several, in fact. I wanted to go and do a one-year solar update. The system was installed the last week of October 2020. So the date range I used is from November 1st, 2020 to October 31st, 2021. First, let's go back and see what solar components I had installed by Sunshine Renewables. We had 50 LG 405 panels installed and 50 on-phase IQ7 Plus microinverters installed. This was a 20.25 kilowatt system. However, because of loss through the system, we only maxed out at 14.9 kilowatts peak production. This is typical for a solar system. However, the loss is greater with mine as I did not install the units on my roof. I installed the units 150 feet from the house on a ground mount base. The only issues that we've experienced was we had an inverter that was not working from December to March. So we lost about 300 kilowatts of production per month for those 3 to 4 months. It took me a month to notice, then we had a storm hit in February, so there wasn't much that could be done until March. Let's get into some numbers. The system was designed as a 76% system, meaning it would only eliminate 76% of my actual electricity need. I designed it this way as our electric provider does not give credits. If I overproduce during a month, that is free electricity given back to the power company. My plan was to try and not overproduce. The system was designed to produce 30,177 kilowatt hours per year, or just a bit over 30 megawatt hours. If you take a look at the second column, this is the total production from November 1st to October 31st. The system actually generated 32.05 megawatt hours. That's 1.87 megawatt hours more than advertised, or a little less than 6% more. Not bad. Overall, the system produced close to 87% of our household electrical needs for the past year. Our two worst months were January and February. This was to be expected since we have a total electric house, and it costs more to heat, and then more on February in a moment. Our two overproduction months were March and April, and our closest to zero months were September and October. Funny thing is, my bills don't reflect this as they stop in week 3 of those months. So, in other words, the March bill had a piece of February on it, the September bill had some of August on it, October had a rainy week in September on it, etc., etc. So the bills don't really match exactly what our production was. The money totals are on the second chart. We were billed $586 from our electric company during the past year. Our solar loan is about $200 per month just for the solar. Add these together, we spent about $31.86 on electricity last year. The column on the right are bills we paid 1 year prior from November 2019 to October 2020. October 2020 also had 1 week of energy production, otherwise that bill probably would have been a little bit higher. So as you can see, comparing the amount of money that we spent with what we spent 1 year prior, basically it's a wash. I mean, we saved a few bucks, but nothing to write home about. However, remember I said more on February later. You'll notice February is highlighted in red. When I purchased my solar system, I also purchased power walls for backup with the system. I'll do a second video later regarding those. Unfortunately, one of those power walls was not working properly in February during the snowstorm. While we had power, every time ERGOT turned off our power, we did not have enough to run the heater in the house. This means that every time power was restored, our house heater was on full blast until we lost power again in about an hour. They advertised 1.5 hours on and 45 minutes off. However, our experience was just the opposite. We would get about 45 minutes on and 1.5 hours off. So during that week, we used way more power than if they had just left us alone. In fact, our February bill with solar was almost half what it was in 2020 without solar. It was the highest usage of electricity since we moved in the house in 2007. The power wall that was not working has been fixed, so if we lose power again, the house will continue to operate as normal for about 15 hours. This means if February happens again in 2022, we'll be prepared. So just for grins, I went ahead and removed February and reran the numbers. Without factoring February in, we actually spent $26.46 on electricity. The year prior without February, we spent $29.51. That's a savings of over $300. Not bad. Are we offsetting our entire electric bill? No, but that's not because we don't want to. It's because our electric company does not offer rollover credits. If they ever change their policy, I would definitely look at adding panels and try for a net zero electrical bill every year. However, they need to change their policy. In conclusion, was it worth it? I basically spent about the same amount of electricity this year as I would have anyway, so why do it? Well, for one thing, in 20 years the solar loan will be paid off, and I'll get that savings on my electric rates. While our electric rate did not raise from 2019 to today, they will eventually raise, and when they do, it will not impact us as much. Finally, regardless of your stance on the environment, solar is a renewable source. I didn't do this to save money, even though in the long run I will save money. I did it because it makes sense. If you can make your house carbon neutral and not spend any money to do it, shouldn't you? Anyway, that's been my time. Go ahead and feel free to leave a comment down in the bottom. I do read every single comment that y'all put, and thank you for watching this video.